good. Okay. You're fine.
I was in between the doorknob and well, I started right here and then I started. That would be great.
Ashley, I'm right here if you need me. You stay there, okay?
all set now?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, should be good.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the seat. Those of you in the hallway, we've got some more seats over here. Just a reminder, if you are not parked legally, you'll probably get a ticket. So I noticed one car parked just across on the field, across from Farrell Court, past the little tiny parking area there. You want to park legally, and if you're up at the condos, they don't like parking up there either. So that's the only public service announcement. The rest of the night is all about kids. So thank you very much for coming. And we're going to start out with some 8th graders giving us a little sampling of what is to come. So please join me in welcoming Liam, Caroline, and Emma.
Buenas noches. Estamos muy felices que han venido a la exhibición. Los estudiantes y maestros han trabajado mucho. Estamos seguros que ustedes estarán impresionados con sus logros.
Good evening, everyone. We are glad that you've come to exhibition. The students and teachers have worked hard to prepare for tonight. We are sure that you will be very impressed with their accomplishments.
En quatrième, les étudiants ont appris l'impact de la géographie et du climat sur les peuples de l'Égypte et de la Chine ancienne. Ils ont également exploré les caractéristiques d'un nombre de leurs choix.
In the 4th grade, the students learned how geography and climate change contribute to the lives of people in ancient Egypt and ancient China. They also learned the characteristics of a number of their choice and much more.
Los estudiantes de quinto grado aprendieron lo que significa ser una persona en el Renacimiento. También hicieron la casa de sus sueños y la pueden describir en francés y español y mucho más.
In the 5th grade, students learned what it means to be a true Renaissance person. They also created dream poems and can describe them in French or Spanish, and much more.
En sixième, les étudiants ont étudié le système solaire et composé de musique pour clavier inspiré du cosmos. Ils ont également utilisé leur compréhension de l'histoire coloniale américaine pour créer une colonie idéale.
In the 6th grade, the students learned about our solar system and composed keyboard pieces inspired by the cosmos. They also used their understanding of colonial American history to create an ideal colony and much more.
Los estudiantes del séptimo grado aprendieron sobre ecosistemas y crearon páginas web. Exploraron varias adaptaciones de Romeo y Julieta y mucho más.
In the 7th grade, students learned about ecosystems and created websites. They explored several adaptations of Romeo.
La signification de l'appartenance à un groupe. Ils ont créé des mémoriaux qui commémorent le génocide du XXe siècle.
In the 8th grade, the students learned what it means to identify with a group. They designed memorials that commemorate acts of genocide in the 20th century and much more. Doing projects helps the students at our school learn more deeply, and we're all looking forward to talking to you about what we learned. Thank you for supporting our learning by being here tonight.
We are fortunate that our charter, which is our governing document, mandates instruction in foreign language, and the children, as you can surmise, have the option of studying French or Spanish. Our charter also mandates music, And we are very fortunate to have the very talented Mrs. Neely Smith, married in July, leading our band. And so now we're going to hear from the MCCPS Jazz Band. So give it up for the band. Did you notice how many times they changed places? One of the things that I admire about you guys, and Adria certainly fosters this, is that they have the courage to try something new. That's true of the foreign language, that's true of science and the other subjects. So how about another big round of applause for you? One of the really important things that drew me to this school 22 years ago, I moved back to Massachusetts to help start this school, was the promise of a high level of parent engagement. Not just parent involvement, but parent engagement. And the difference between those two things is involvement is the school telling you what we need, telling you what to do, and if you can do it, you do it. Engagement is different in that when you as parents or community members have ideas about things to try or things to do differently or alternate methods of doing things, that we are open to that. And there are many, I see many faces in here, folks with whom I've had conversations, folks who serve on our board of trustees and get engaged in other ways. And I invite you to take advantage of that because it's special. We're different by design in many ways, and that's one of the very special ways. So I'm going to invite Mr. Ed Harvey up here, one of the folks who gets engaged in our program. He is co-president with Judith Nunez for our PTO. So please join me in welcoming him.
Good evening, and thanks for coming out. Again, I'm Ed Harvey, and co-president with Judith Nunez, who has been essential to our success this year. I just came on a couple of months ago. I'm here essentially to tell you about our upcoming events, because I know you all hang on every word of our emails. And I also want to sell them. So here it goes. We'll start with tomorrow evening. We have the winter dance, which was postponed due to snow, but we're hoping to get good engagement from the kids. A message to the students, which those of you who are here can pass along. We have done a lot of work with the DJs to make sure that we have radio edit worthy songs for you. So, which was a small complaint last time, so the students actually made a list for us to give to the DJs so that they have the proper music this time. So with that, we also have the photo booth, we have games and a movie, and then a generous member of our community is also providing virtual reality headsets for the dance. So that should be a lot of fun. Encourage your students to come, please. Beyond that, we have next week we have, well, my first real fundraiser, which is Penny Wars, where the students, the classes each compete against each other to try to get the most points. They do this by bringing in change from home. So when your kids are pilfering the couch and under your car seats and, well, maybe in your pockets, don't be surprised. They gain points by putting pennies in the buckets outside of their classrooms, but they can be sabotaged by the other classes who can put silver or paper into their buckets, which then reduces their points. So we'll be doing that all next week. We are looking for volunteers. If you check the email, you can see the sign-up genius. It'd be great if you could help us out. Beyond that, we have an Orange Leaf fundraiser next weekend. Please join us there. Go down any time of the weekend. They're providing a 20% kickback to the PTO of their proceeds. So if you want to get a treat, please come down. Beyond that, at the end of March, thanks to Amy Rucco, the PTO is screening a movie called Most Likely to Succeed. It is a critically acclaimed film, presents the history of the United States education systems and the shortcomings of that system in today's environment. It also presents innovative new ideas that address these shortcomings. It's free, it's open to the public. Please check it out and RSVP at marbleheadfilmscreening.com. So that's my plug for the items. My plug for the PTO is everybody, every family is a member of the PTO. We could really use your help. We'd love you to come out. Look at the emails, but if you have ideas, come and see me, come and see Judith, email us, phone us. We're around. Any help we can get is greatly appreciated. So again, anything you can do is greatly appreciated. Come out, help us out. There are a lot of families here. The PTO could use some more help. The school, all we're doing is trying to make the school more accessible, make the students have a better, basically have a better year. Every year we try to give back to the school as far as activities, enrichments, facilities improvements. So anything you can do, we greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Next on our program is a presentation by 7th graders. You will be pleased to know that they actually understand what they're saying. So please join me in welcoming Julia and Lucas and their
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who's already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, oh, is my love. Oh, as she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. But of that, her eye discourses, I will answer it. I'm too bold. 'Tis not to me that she speaks. To the fair stars in all the heaven, having some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle in the spirits they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth the lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, there were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. For thou art as glorious as night, being o'er my head, as a winged messenger of heaven, unto the white upturned wandering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, thou not a Montague. What is Montague? 'Tis nor hand, nor foot, nor face, nor arm, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would. Oh, Romeo, remain that dear perfection which he owes, and doff that title which is no part of thee, and take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me with love, and I'll be newly baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou, this bescreened knight, so stumblest on my counsel?
By name, I know not to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because of the enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Thou art not Romeo, and a Montague.
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? And tell me, wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place of death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings that I approach these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do that dares love attempt, therefore thy kingsmen are no stop to me.
If they see thee, they'll murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world if they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes, and but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death procured, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst out this place?
By love, that first did prompt me to inquire. He let me counsel, and I let him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as the farthest sea washed with the farthest shore, I should adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me spoke. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I've spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thee at thy word. Yet, if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. O Romeo, if dost thou love, pronounce it faithfully, or if thou thinkest time too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. At lovers' perjuries they say, Jove laughs, and so thou wilt woe, but not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and thou mayst think my behaviour light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have the more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardest ere I was ware, and therefore pardon this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow, that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, thy inconsistent moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love.
Oh, do not swear, although I joy in thee. I have no joy in this contract tonight. It's too rash, too undevised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night, this bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when we next meet.
Or wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I were to give it thee again.
Wouldn't thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again, I wish, but for the thing I have, my love is as boundless as the sea, and also as deep, and therefore, pardon me. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, stay true, and but a little, I shall come again.
All right, gentlemen. So, I won't ask you what percentage of that Elizabethan English you all understood. But I can guarantee you that those two kids and the rest of the 7th grade all understand 100% of what they read, and that is to the credit of Molly Wright. So give her a big round of applause. She's also going on to maternity leave with a little girl in that belly. So congratulations, Molly. Thank you. Well done. Yes. We're very proud of the things we accomplished here in this building, and we're also very proud of what our graduates accomplish when they go off to high school. And we have a guest speaker today. He is a senior at Marblehead High School, Mr. George Saban, and he is going to tell you a little bit about his experience and his future plans. So please join me in welcoming George.
George, and you may know me from the other 26 exhibitions I've attended. So currently I'm in AP Chemistry, and we're all discussing the coolest experiment that we have ever done, and everyone's just probably the classic paper mache volcano. But I know. So I had an experience here at Charter where I got to hold a fireball in my hand. I don't know if they let you do that anymore. But it took the cake. It's the hands-on experiences at Charter that I think really propelled my love of science from a young age. And it was the moment that I was holding a pillar of flame in my hand that really ignited my love of science. The other part of Charter that I grew to love was the enrichments. In 4th grade, I was very timid, and I didn't know anyone at the school. But a young 8th grader took me under his wing and taught me how to play Dungeons & Dragons in an enrichment that he ran. I was so inspired by this that later, when I hit 7th and 8th grade, I was able to return the favor for the other kids. Along the way, my 5th grade teacher, Ms. Gallo, taught me how to play a card game, Magic the Gathering, and I was able to start another club at the high school because I had the experience here of running clubs and organizing and making sure that everyone got where they needed to be. The final bit about charter that I really think has helped me in my life is the exhibitions. Whenever I'm sitting at home, I've got 8 tests tomorrow and 4 papers and however many other things that I have to do, I think back to the charter exhibitions and go, I've done something a lot harder than that. Whether it was scrambling to fix that Rube Goldberg machine in Mr. Sullivan's class, or preparing that last-minute French exam. I think that the charter exhibitions are an excellent way to prepare for life inside these walls and outside at the high school and in the workplace. I think that this place offers an unparalleled education. At the high school, you will find a lot of lecture-based learning, but it is charter's hands-on learning and the exhibitions and the sense of community that really make this place a special place. I love this place with all my heart, and sadly I won't be able to attend the next couple exhibitions because next year I'm going to London to continue in biochemistry at Imperial College. Wow. But it's those late nights that I'm going to be up studying, I'm going to think back to my charter exhibitions, and this is nothing. Thank you.
So this morning I reminded the students that although they may be nervous about tonight, and they may be a little tired, and they may have had to give up some of their recesses to put the finishing touches on things, they are far better off, as George said, doing projects than just studying for tests. This doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen easily. It is to the credit of the professionals in this building, all the teachers in this room and in the classrooms with your children's teachers, the planning, the passion, and the expertise that they invest in these projects. So as you're going around and seeing all the children, your children, other people's children, please talk to at least 3 children you don't know. Please also make sure you thank the teachers. Teachers, if there are teachers in the room, would you stand up or wave with your hand? So I want everybody to give you a big round of applause. So with that, I will bid you adieu. Enjoy your evening, and tell everybody you know about how fabulous it is when kids learn by doing instead of just testing. So thanks for coming tonight. Have a great night.
How'd you do on your mouth? No rubber bands? There's a bottle going over in the cap.
Where are you going to go?
Walking around, driving around. Yes. Isabel. Hey, Isabel. Bertie. We're going to go to cancer. Yeah. I'm not used to speaking at everything. I've got to say, wow, I'm spoken from the crowd in a while. I'm nervous. Funny. I don't. Oh, no.